Sailor the Piper Man, Piper the Sailor Man here. Hope everybody's had a wonderful day's evening for me. And I was smoking this Rossi Italian made briar. Look at this. It just has this texture on it. I don't know if it's the paint or the briar itself. It's probably the paint. And I love church. Excuse me. I love I was gonna say Churchill. I love Canadian. This is not a Canadian. It's not a Canadian, but it's a nice classic shape, right? And then the engineering is just fabulous on this. This one is a Jean Claude. I bought this. It's a French made, right? This is great smoky pipe. But I was so devastated when I bought it. A month later, it started chipping. Why, I don't know. And I just thought it was gonna crack on me, and so I slowed down on it. I just started smoking half bowl, and I conditioned it, and it's just a great smoke. I don't know what happened. Maybe it was the paint job, the staining. I don't know. Sometimes you think you know how briar is going to somehow going to work. So it peeled. So it's darkened. The area that are darkened are the areas that peeled, and but it's a great smoke. It allows me to bite down, and even though it doesn't look the best, I can paint this, but I'm not. I'm just going to show that oftentimes, just because you get a bowl that chips, that somehow you just throw it away. It's no good, and that's not really the case. Sometimes you just got to slow down. Say, wait a minute, maybe I filled the bowl. And I just started, that's what I do. I fill a bowl and started just smoking it. And so, not this particular briar. It seems like it wasn't cured properly. So, what I did, slow down, filled it down at the bottom. And for this one, what I did is filled it down to the bottom. I lit it once. Then I filled it to the top. And I just smoked it like for a good 5 minutes, then stopped and let it sit. Turned it on again, another 5 minutes, stopped, and I conditioned the bowl. Now it's a great smoke. It's a great cancher. It doesn't look the best, but I don't care. It wasn't that expensive. It cost me like $60. It wasn't that expensive. It came with a lighter, a tamper. It was really nice. It was really nice car. It reminded me a lot of the Bajars I used to have. And so it's the Viking line now. The Bajan is the Viking line now. All the shapes he had, and I used to sell that pipe a lot. So it's nice to see that you can recuperate a pipe, and I'm like, okay, it's not the greatest looking pipe. But it means a lot to me because, I worked it, I built a cake on it, and now it smokes smooth. I don't care. I can go anywhere, and somebody can have a great pipe, can have a dumbbell pipe, and I can have this in my pocket or something. Somebody says, oh, I like this. I said, well, try this one. This is not that expensive, but I guarantee you it's going to give you the same smoke that a downhill, and even better. And we're talking about smoking. I'm not talking about artisan, how great it looks, and it's not for the artsy fartsy. This is not your artsy fartsy pipe. This is your real McCoy. You're going to have it daily, and you're going to be able to use whatever tobacco blend in it. It doesn't ghost. It only goes like with close blends. Like if I have a lane limited, uh, two, it might ghost a little. Outside of that, it doesn't ghost from aromatic to a burley blend. The burley blends don't ghost. The Cavendish blends might ghost a little, but the English blends on this, not at all. And I can smoke Perique and I get a Perique taste, a lot of Kia taste. So it's a great smoking pipe. I really enjoy it. This one I'm still breaking in to my liking. You know when you know a pipe is being broken in, when you can sit it down for a minute, 2 minutes, put it back in your mouth, and it's still lit. That's how you know a pipe is broken. It can stay lit for a while. Well, you know, it doesn't mean the cake. It means the pipe is conditioned now to keep whatever's in the bowl alive. So I bought another humidor. I'm mentioning something about tunnel said. We in the West, at least in the Western Hemisphere, especially in America, we got it good. I just put two orders for two extra humidors. Like I said, I was gonna buy a lot more cigars and store them away. Uh, and so, he mentioned something about that we take for granted that we have porches. Somebody in Europe or something, they don't have porches. And they live in what we call projects, New York projects. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. Ukraine got all that land. But you notice that they have what called cubicles. They live like cubicles. And as sad as me, I'm like, wait a minute. They Are they landowners? Because we're at landowners. If you have property, you own your own house, you own everything you got, you're a landowner. Here we call them dons. Don. So some people call me Don Santiago. Italians look at Don meaning the Godfather, right? So it comes from that meaning that you're established. A Don is established. So they call me Don Santiago. You're out of respect, number one. It's like calling somebody reverend. You say it out of respect. So, you finished, babe? Going to bed? So, trying to chase my wife away. This is my time to smoke. So, you got it good. You own your land, you own your car, you own everything. You owe nobody anything. You have it pretty well. You know? Now, I'm not ashamed of what I have because I earned my key. Like somebody can come and see me sitting here smoking my whatever pipe I want to smoke, whatever pipe I want to buy. I earned that right. The money comes out my pocket, and it comes from hard-earned money, and it comes from residuals in my investments. So I'm not gonna be somehow embarrassed or feel bad that somebody else don't have a porch. Now, if they have an opportunity to come to America, then you come to America, land of the free, home of the brave. You don't have to live in Palestine. You know, you don't have to live in the West Bank. You don't have to live in a country unless it's closed for you to leave. You don't have to live in a country where you don't got it like that. Now with the media, it's opened up for them to view us as we actually live. And I say anybody out there who's watching me, I earned what I got. I paid a heavy price. So not that I'm arrogant, not that I'm, online to show off or anything like that. It's nothing to show off. We got millions and millions of Americans got better property, better this than me, better cars than me, got yachts, got golf course, got carte blanche. So, but you find your niche and what you can do for your soul, and then that you're grateful. So somebody can say, well, he's one of the few ones. I don't see so many dark people that are this and this and that. I don't waste time in the past. That's number one. I never wasted time looking back what the man had done for me or what somebody did for me or did do for me. I know what I am. I'm American. I never denied that. I was born in America, always an American. And you can call me a sellout. You can call whatever. Them Red, White, and Blues. I know a lot of boys that die for it. And I feel like they're here. This is the best system in the world. What's up? I'm gonna call this random thoughts. There's a ball player named Brittany, whatever her name, tall black girl that plays in WNBA. She's in prison. She she talked a whole lot of smack about her not having freedom to do this and do that. Just malarkey. Cause I lived on both sides of the coast. I lived in the mid. I say America is better than any country in the world. Even with racial problems, even with justice problems, even with social, cultural problems, it's the best country. It has the best law system in the world. You don't like the fact that one state bans certain handguns? Go to Arkansas. Go to California. You don't have to be. You don't like certain liberal. Go to one of the conservative states. I mean, you got your choice. Or you can stay, fight it out if your conviction's strong enough. But one thing about America, I always took. I said, if a whole bunch of people, the majority don't like my butt, I go somewhere. I go to Montana. I go to Wyoming. I go to Colorado. I go to Dakotas. I go to Iowa. I'll go to Idaho. Why? Because I've been to places where people do like me. Now, if you're stuck in one place and you have never traveled and seen the world for what it is, your view could be this way of the world. Your view could be is everybody has what I have. If you live like what they used to call small town USA, Main Street USA, and everybody's got their own, and everybody's got a front porch, and you've never traveled, well, you can have I had a friend named Oklahoma. Oklahoma thought, conservative, he thought everybody lived like he did. Why? Because he was never out of the state of Indiana. He was from Gary, Indiana. Everybody in Gary, Indiana usually had a house, a car. He didn't see anything. So his view, his perspective, his paradigm views that everybody's got to be living like me. And unless you travel, and once he traveled, and he saw kids coming up to him, pulling up to him, wanting his money, on the Orient, in some poor countries, like the Philippines. And let me tell you, in the Philippines, you got rich people too. So I don't know why the news covers them as being so poor. This is all again like everybody thinks that in Africa everybody's poor in Africa. Everybody ain't no poor in Africa. You go in Africa, you see people with Lexus, Maseratis, but they give you a view, and a lot of Americans talk about it like they poor. Some places are poor, some places they got mad money. So one way of getting out of that, I'm gonna give you a solution. Go study. Now, if you're on the fast track, you know where you want it quick money comes quick, but it's deadly. And it's based on your spiritual principles. It's based on your family principles, and those things can change. You can decide I'm gonna follow the Ten Commandments. It makes a lot of sense to me. You can say to yourself, well, here in America we can be respectful. You could be conservative. You could be a independent, vote the issues. You could be a left-wing radical. You got a choice. You might not have that choice in another country. But talking from a American perspective, we have choices that many times many people in other countries don't have. We might have choices tobacco. We might have choices in pipe. We might have choices in cigars. We're close to. You guys got Cubans in Europe. We don't. We can cry bloody murder. Why are these laws here? It is what it is. But if you want it, you can get it. Sometimes you gotta break laws. But that's up to your conscience. I'm just saying this. Never be ashamed of what you got. If you earn it and you own it, you keep it, you move forward. Jesus Christ said, you're always going to have the poor with you. Remember the woman with the alabaster came in and Jesus was going to be crucified? And she came and took the alabaster with her hair, anointed Jesus' feet. And some people, they were complaining, well, we could have sold that. You're already thinking about money. But they weren't thinking about what the situation was going to happen. So she used that expensive perfume on her Messiah. What did Jesus say? You're always going to have the poor. Always going to have the poor. There is no place on the face of the planet where there ain't no poor people. What does that mean? Better get used to it. You're always going to have the poor. But you can help the poor. You can help them to help themselves. I'm not poor. I'm not rich. I have a certain amount of stability, economic stability in my life. That could all be lost in a war. And I know that. It could all be lost. I die. I'm not economically feasible, right? I'm done. You're done. 6 feet under. So never feel shameful. If you're white, don't feel shameful for what you got. If you earn it the right way. If you're black, don't be shameful for what you got. If you're Latino, don't be shameful. Enjoy it. Some people want to make you feel guilty. I don't feel guilty. Because I put my blood on the line for my God, my country, and my family. Straight up. Say the Piper Man, Piper's a sailor man. Letting you know, have a good day. I wish everybody a good day. I wish everybody had a pipe. I wish everybody had pipe cigars. Have pipe blend. Now, I wish you to have good pipe, good smoke, good tobacco, good pipe, cigars, everything else. If you want to upgrade, that's up to you to earn that right to upgrade. C'est la vie, such is life. Take care, say the Piper Man.